Hi guys, so I'm going to do a quick tutorial on how to fit a panel kit to a car. So it'll just go through the order of which panels you put on and just a few little tips along the way. These are the tools you need for fitting a body kit. Is just a drill with a step drill bit. The step drill bit's really good for doing your holes for your Zeus's, your notches for all tubes and Nerf bar spuds, and then also just radiusing corners or anything like that. A deburring tool just for taking sharp edges off. A white marker pen for marking. This is a picker pen, which is a Chinograph pacer. They're really good, I recommend them. And then just a nibbler. So you use an 18 gauge nibbler to cut everything, and that's all you need to fit a body kit up. So the first panel you definitely want to put in is the dash. Always start with the dash. You want to have the motor plate in the car because that enables you to set the height of where to put the dash, and then just use 2 clamps at the top, and then you can just mark your Zeus holes, and the hole to be notched out where the steering box is. So that's pretty damn easy. So after just a few minutes, the dash is all in. So the next thing you want to do is just put the side of the dash in. This comes with the bottom already notched and the top a little bit notched. So the only thing you have to do is just notch the top of it, just to suit the whatever bar you have in here. Some cars have it lower, so you know they're all sort of different. That's why it doesn't come notched. But yeah, you just have to do that, and then cut the hole for the steering box, and that's about it. You put your Zeus's in, so that one's also pretty damn easy to put in. So once that panel's on, then you can either do your right hand arm guard, or then go ahead and do the bonnet and the nose. The next thing I'm putting on here is the hood. So the hood comes in 3 pieces. You just Zeus it together, which is pretty easy. And then you want to set the height of the front. So I like to have it flush with the high bars. You need to be mindful if you're running a really massive air cleaner or something, that you have to be sure that it clears under the hood. So if you do have some sort of really tall air cleaner, you may want to have it higher than flush at the front, but yeah, generally speaking, most people will always just have it flush at the front there. Once you have that height set, just clamp a bit of aluminium or something on there. Then you can determine what height to trim this bottom part off at to be able to mount to the bars that go underneath your exhaust pipes there. Once you do that, you just trim that off and then mount your Zeus holes, and the hood's mounted. So that's pretty easy as well. So after the hood's mounted, you just have to put the nose on. The nose comes pretty much already done, so all the front's already notched. All you have to do is trim the back of it off to suit whatever length your car is. So all you have to do is measure to what length you need to cut it, cut the back off, and then drill some Zeus holes and then Zeus it on. So very easy. So now the nose is already done and Zeused on. Note that all I did to get the length right was, when you take the nose off, I just put 2 marks on either of the high bars, and then put the nose back on, put my straight edge across the high bars, put my straight edge across the high bars, and I was able to mark exactly where I wanted to cut it off, drill the Zeus holes and mounted it up. So one of the last jobs is the right hand arm guard. Being a 2-piece right hand arm guard can be a little bit difficult to put on if you want to try and put it on individually. But by far the best way to do it is to tape the 2 halves together. If you tape them together, it's just so much easier to line up. So what you have to do is notch out for the Nerf bar, maybe notch out for these support bars if your car needs that. The new safety bars, notch for them, and then mount it on. And then once you've mounted it on, with all the Zeus fasteners, then you go about marking where it needs to be trimmed at the back and the bottom, the shock tower and everything else. So now that the right hand arm guard's completely finished and all trimmed up, all I have left to do is the little left hand sail panel here, which is essentially exactly the same process. Just line it up, work out where you need to notch, Zeus it on, and then after you've Zeused it on, mark where you need to trim the rear, the trailing most edge around the top of the cage, and then it's all done. So this is the finished new robotically trimmed 2020 Fly Lite body kit. So the panel kit all comes about 80% trimmed out now, all robotically. Design changes, so the hood sides are flat now in super high gloss XY composite. Air vents cut in the side, so the hood comes completely pretty much trimmed. All you have to do is trim the front bottom there to just get the height for where you want the hood to sit. The nose comes pretty much completely trimmed, all notched around your front tubes and your front pusher. All you have to do is trim the rear length off to get your length. The dash basically comes completely done. You just have to put your Zeus holes in it and notch your hole for your steering box. Right hand arm guard comes fairly well done. You still have to trim out the spud for your Nerf bar and any notches you have to do for safety bars or tubes, wherever. And then the back of the panel you just cut to length to suit whatever size car you have. Yeah, that's about it. So this whole body kit took me about 2 hours and 20 minutes to fit, and this is the first one I've done. I'm sure you get a lot faster at it. Something I'd like to note is that all of the panels are designed to be stackable. So once you've fitted one body kit, you can just stack the next panel over the top of your next one you need to trim to be able to mark it. So you actually really only have to fit one body kit, and then you can just copy them from there on out. So that obviously makes it a lot faster if you're doing 2 cars or more. Cool, thank you. So something that's really, really important is using the correct primers when stickering or painting. In Australia, I recommend the Dulux Duramax plastic primer. It's not actually a paint, it's just a chemical that helps bonding of any polymer chains. In America, I recommend Rust-Oleum adhesion promoter. So I'll show you how easy it is to put on. So when you're putting it on, you just lightly mist it over the panel. Because it's completely invisible, I recommend doing 2 coats because it's very easy to miss spots and you can't see where you've sprayed it and where you haven't sprayed it. So just 2 coats over it. And yeah, it's completely invisible and you wouldn't know that it's on there, but it works really, really well and makes stickers and paint stick really, really effectively.